Today on Brilliance Business TV, we have Elena Cardone. Elena started her career in Hollywood and soon became a successful model and actress of TV and film fame. A lifelong competitive sports shooter and now wife, mother, author, businesswoman, empire builder, event producer, mentor, public speaker, and visionary. Stay tuned. Welcome to Brilliance Business TV, conversations with leading experts in business. I am your host, Mark Stephen Pooler. We have a wonderful guest on the show today, Elena Cardone. I was lucky enough to meet her in an event in London. I'm so happy she's agreed to be on the show today. We are streaming live on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. We're also on the E360 TV network under Fresh Takes, going out to Apple TV, Fire TV, Android, Roku, and many more. We're also on mspnewsglobal.com, and we are also on Business Innovators Radio Network. So after that mouthful, let's bring in our incredible guest, Elena Cardone. Elena, welcome to Brilliance Business TV.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here today.
I'm really looking forward to a conversation with you, Elena. And firstly, you're collaborating with me on my new campaign, which is really, really exciting. So there's a few questions I want to ask you around creating wealth and success and work-life balance. So let's start with that. I think that will be a great starting point. It's for women in business, which is incredible because that's what Elena Cardone is a real big supporter of. And the campaign is called World Class Women in Business Share Tips to Create Success and Abundance. So let's get started with the first question. Elena, can you share your top tip to creating lasting success and abundance?
The top tip for creating lasting success and abundance is, I would say, self-improvement and ethical living. So I'm constantly, Grant's constantly, everyone in our organization is constantly self-improvement. We're self-enhancing ourselves personally and professionally. We don't rest on our laurels. We're constantly trying to better ourselves, which leads to success. And it leads to further success because we're constantly pushing the barrier and expanding and growing and always trying to evolve and become better. And I you know, we're intentionally going for success in that manner. And ethical living is, it's, you know, you can't be successful long-term if you're doing things in your life that are unethical. You certainly can't walk in the light if you don't have clean hands. So if you want to be successful, and, you know, with the higher that you go, you're going to have enemies and haters out there. So the best solution for that is to lead a very clean, ethical life so that you don't have to hide from anyone or anything. Your business cannot be destroyed when you've got clean hands. So along with ethical living also goes with who's allowed to come into the empire and into the organization, because I don't want to be around toxic people or people that have intentions, evil intentions. It's very important for success to be surrounded by people that share your mission and your core values. And And I think the hardest lesson that we've learned is that enemies are destroyed from within. And when you allow people who don't share those same core values as you in, then they end up destroying the empire from within.
Great words there, Eleanor. And I think, yes, enemies, I think it's a reflection of what's going on with them in their internal world. But being ethical in business and in life these days, it's so, so needed. And most people you meet are very ethical, but it's not always the case, unfortunately, especially in business. But as well, you mentioned constantly working on yourself, even when you're at such a high level, what you have reached. Working on yourself is a lifelong journey, and there's always another level that you can get to. And the more levels you get to, the more and more people you can serve in a positive way as well, right?
1,000,000%. So, I've studied Grant Cardone, obviously. My husband's been a big mentor and has a lot of educational pieces out there. Studied his material. I've studied Brandon Dawson's material, who does and runs Cardone Ventures. I'm studying John Maxwell's materials now on leadership. It's just constant self-enhancing. Financing, how to run a business. I'm taking marketing courses, sales training courses, scaling business course from Brandon. So it's vital for success. I'm now studying YouTube and how to work. It just depends on what I'm working at the moment, on where I'm diving deep.
Yes, it just goes to show how much effort and work you're putting into your personal development, but then you can serve so many with those skills and helping them to grow as well, which is totally incredible. What advice would you share to women in business, and obviously men that are watching too, because we do get men as well, to keep a strong mindset on their journeys to success?
Well, number one, find out the purpose and your reason why you're doing this. And hopefully you arrive at a place where the purpose is bigger than just you. Like it's the purpose that you will live and die for no matter what. And then once you find your purpose, then I really do like a future forward mindset where it's commit first and figure the rest out later. I don't have to have all the answers right now. I need to see and visualize that future for myself, and then reverse engineer back into present time, and sort of then have an idea of a guideline. Well, what do I need to know in order to become my future self? What experiences will I have had to go through in order to be that person? So now that mindset helps me, because when I make a mistake going forward, then it becomes an experience that I had to get through and learn from in order to get to my future self, rather than without having done that and just looking back from the past. When I make a mistake or a fumble or a challenge arises, then it's not like another thing to stop me and an excuse to go, see, this never works. I have all these stops. This is too hard. I've never been able to make this work. Why would it work now? You see, that mindset sets me back and uses the stumbling block as an excuse to stop. Whereas that forward future mindset allows you to pull through it and go, no, this is exactly what I need to get through, figure out to make me stronger in the future. So it's really important for myself. And then as you have that purpose figured out and you are allowing your future self to pull you forward, to really prioritize the targets and stay on target, so that all of your time is spent intentionally towards your goals and your purpose, so you can help identify distractions and eliminate them. If they're not on my purpose, I don't get involved in them. Otherwise, I'm scattered out in too many directions and I end up getting nowhere. When I really focus on my purpose, where I want to go, that's my future self. There's the path. Anything else that comes into play that doesn't support those intentions gets eliminated. So it's really prioritizing highest and best usage for my time and everyone else's around me for the goal of that mission.
You shared so many things that actually resonate with me, because a lot of people do go from their past or what they have experienced in the past. And you mentioned having that vision for the future and reverse engineering backwards. And it reminds me a little bit of what I believe in and what I do. And it's like a little bit like manifestation, where you live from the end. So you have that end vision, but you embody that version of yourself now. And because you're living from that version of yourself, the future version of yourself, when obstacles or challenges come up, or even if the opposite is showing in your 3D, you can stay faithful to the vision because you've already created it in your vision, and you're living from that end version of yourself now. So that really resonates with me. And may I ask, do you connect to God or a higher power or source?
Yeah, I mean, I have my own personal beliefs and principles, but yes, I definitely have a spiritual connection with myself, with God. That's very important for me spiritually.
Yes, and most successful people do connect to something that they believe is of a higher source, or God, universe, however you want to word it. But most successful people I know have that relationship with a higher source as well. So how important is work-life balance when creating success, and how does that look in your world?
Oh, this question's been difficult for me because I get asked it all the time. So I've really worked through this question. I think it's really important to have work-life balance. On the same hand, I'm going to sound like a contradictory to myself, because at the same time, I think, well, I'm not really in the balancing act. I'm in the juggling act. So now I'll explain myself. So work-life balance, yes. What does it look like in my life? I need time to recharge, and I go to my church or my spiritual place and do self-enhancement there. I need family time one-on-one where there's not a bunch of things going on. And so my family understands that we work really hard. These are the goals, objectives. This is what affords us the lifestyle that we want. So every year we're at a place now, not always in the beginning, but we're at a place now where we can take a yacht trip once a year, 2 weeks at a time, where it's just family, no anybody else, just us, so that we can really spend the time getting to see the world, having dinners together, jet skiing together. It's just phenomenal. So those moments are really important. Now, if you want to break it down even to more of a day-to-day based operation, my life isn't balanced. And most of the time it looks like handling problems, which is what a leader does, handles problems. There's a high stress. Everybody wants something from me at the same time, but it's really being able to prioritize what is most important at what moment. So sometimes I will always tell you that my family is first, and that is true. In an emergency situation, my family comes first. I'm telling everybody right now. When it's not an emergency situation, my family's not always going to come first. If I need to be at a live event, or I've got my business world that is demanding of me, and that is the greatest good, that I do that, and I can help a lot of people in that moment. If it's my kids wanting my attention because they're bored, they're not going to get it in that moment. I'm going to put somebody, a deputy is somebody that fills the shoes while you can't be in that role at that moment. I'm going to put somebody like a family assistant in that post to be able to be there for the kids, to take them to someplace or make a cake with them, or however they want to occupy the time until I can step back in and run that role. So for me, I'm wearing a wife hat, I'm wearing a mom hat, I'm wearing a business hat. And when I can, I have effectively hired out the position of the person that I trust that can fill the shoes when I'm not there, to be able to do that efficiently for me. So I've just scaled out to that point. I wasn't always at this point, nor could I afford that. But as I've scaled out, I've given up having to be the superhero and having to do everything myself. Now I get everybody on board. The kids understand this is what I do. I build women so they can build their empires, and it looks like this. I'm busy with this amount of time doing X, Y, and Z. Do you want to support me in helping women? Because when you allow me to do these things distraction free without having to feel guilty or this or that, you're actually helping these women or these men that are helped by me. That's your contribution indirectly. And that's how we operate as Team Cardone. And then I ask them, what are your goals and your dreams, and how does it look for me to support you in those actions? So it's just very clear that we all get on the same page. And sometimes I'm going to disappoint my family, and sometimes I'm going to disappoint my business partners or people, or, and sometimes I just have to, figure out how I can make it better going forward. Or sometimes I just have to just go, oh, well, how do I make it up to this person? Or how do I just move on? I'm not perfect, but that's how I deal with balance. So when I hear people ask me balance, I get the idea that somebody is saying, how do I get to this perfect, happy world where I'm happy and I'm producing and everyone around me is happy and I'm in complete harmony and everything just works the way I want and there's no problems that erupt from life? I'm not your gal for that answer. I have not figured that out. I'm playing the game of life. And the game of life is barriers and challenges, and how do we overcome that and win and succeed? It's the Super Bowl game. You can't have a winner of a Super Bowl without having many teams try to take them out. You can't have a good game without an opposition. No one would want to play the game. It's too boring. If it was one team playing against itself with no opposition, every time they took the ball, they scored. What's the fun in that? There's no unpredictability. So, in life, as much as I hate the challenges sometimes, I need the challenges. Otherwise, where is the happiness? Where's the reward of overcoming the opposition and, and riding the rough seas to getting to the place where we want to be? Like it makes it all fun and adventurous and a reason to play. So my life looks like football. It's got opposition. It's got crazy seas. It's got, people who don't want me to win. And it's, I've got a team. So my life is not balanced in that manner. Go someplace else. I'm a juggler. Whatever priority is hitting my hand is the one I'm dealing with.
Well, it's nice of your honesty. And firstly, no one's perfect, Elena, and everyone makes mistakes. It's how you handle those obstacles and challenges what matter. And I am sure you do a great job at keeping your family happy and your work happy. But it is really true that the more successful you become, there's a lot more responsibilities and even more challenges that you do have to overcome. So I admire that you are doing such a great job at juggling so beautifully, and on your social media it all looks clean and beautiful, but people don't see what's going behind those scenes where you're putting in all that real hard work and having all those challenges to face. So I love your honesty in that answer, Elena. Now, I know you have the 10X Ladies coming up, which is so known worldwide. So just share a little bit about that.
Well, the 10X Ladies is an event I do annually, and I bring in speakers that are phenomenal. It's primarily a women empowerment event. Men are welcome. We definitely are not opposed to men. I'm actually trying to create a movement where women and men can actually figure out how to work together in a coordinated effort to hit heightened levels of success. But the 10X Ladies event is really about mindset, relationships, family. It's about mastering their money. It's about how to manifest. And so this event is really an empowerment where women can support women. I build women so they can build their empires. And so that's August 16th and 17th here in Miami. If anyone's interested, go to 10xladies.com. It's a movement. Sometimes it's just really great to be around women. We do make life look really easy. We do have a lot of challenges. So coming together in a force where we could understand what we're going through and then figure out how to reach our own optimal success. And when we are living to our own full potential, then we can also then support our partners and be able to be better equipped to support our families, our communities, and thus the world, which is why I'm so passionate about empowering women. They have mega influence and power on this planet.
And I like your wording there as well, that you have to look after yourself first. You fill up your own cup before you can fill up other people's cups, which is really, really important as well. And I know as well you have Master Money workshop, I think on the April the 19th and 20th. Can you just share a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I do 4 workshops a year. These are 2 days a piece. They're in Miami. So I do one on empire mindset. I do one on dynamic relationships because any empire needs a relationship. The next one is master your money. And the last one is about manifestation. So the next one that's coming up April 19th and 20th is really getting, and this one's open to both men and women. They both attend this. It's really hearing from myself, from my husband, understanding money. So many people out there have misunderstandings about money. What is it? Is it wrong? What's the mindset around money? How do I attract it? How do I go out and get it? What do I really think about it? So we break it all down so that people really understand what is money, what are the only 3 things you need to know about money in order to actually create financial legacy, financial wealth, like real wealth creation. And I want women to know about that, to be able to apply it to their life, to not overcomplicate it, to not make it think it's hard or it doesn't come to you or whatever craziness that you don't understand. If it's not coming to you in bushels, there is something you don't understand about it. We get that cleared up so that all the flows are open on your money lines, and then you can actually then go out and create it in your life.
I like that, and I can't think of anyone else better than you to teach women and men these kind of skills, because sometimes it's stories that you may be telling yourself that aren't even true, like you mentioned before, past experiences, and having someone like you that's done it, you can see things that they can't see to help them to move forwards into a better light, which is incredible, Elena. Now you're offering our viewers and listeners an incredible freebie. So just share a little bit about this, Elena.
Well, this is the 5 pillars to success. They can access it if you have it here on your show here, elenacardone.com/pillars. And then they can access and get a deeper understanding about what are the pillars to building an empire? What are the pillars to success? What are the basic foundations and fundamentals do I need to start intentionally focusing on so that I can have a strong enough base to build, expand, and then protect a full-blown empire of my own?
I love it. I would encourage everyone to get their 3 pillars of success. Go to elenacardone.com/pillars. That's elenacardone.com/pillars. Elena, I thoroughly enjoyed having a conversation with you today. Thank you so much for being my guest. And is there anything we did not cover that you would like to share?
Oh, no, thank you for having me on the show. I really appreciate it. And I, wish all of your viewers massive success in all areas of your life. And if you think you can build an empire, then you must.
And we can all think as well. If you can see it, you can experience it. Thank you so much, Elena. I've really enjoyed having a conversation with you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for Brilliance Business TV, conversations with leading experts. Until next time, bye for now.